Hello, Transformers fans! And today, what I have for you is the Perfect Effect Perfect Combiner PC-16 Jinrai Prime. And it is pretty much your standard looking Perfect Effect box. And on the bottom, it tells you what's inside. So, there we go. And your Jinrai Prime actually does come in the box in robot mode. And he's a very cool character. And as you can see, he's only got the one smokestack right now because my kids accidentally broke it off. So, you know, at some point I will end up getting another one. And this is supposed to be for LG35. Super Jinrai. So it's not going to match the colors of the Hasbro version, and I do not have the Takara LG35. The only thing I can show it on is my Hasbro version. Alrighty, he does come with an extra set of hands, and they just pull right out, and they go right in, and you can actually do the "Don't do this, Megatron," or "Oh my God, we're all gonna die," kind of poses, if you really want to. And he does come with a very primey looking blaster right here. All black with just a little bit of silver on there. And it does fit nice and securely into the hands. Not going to fall out at all. And alrighty. And is a very primey looking figure here. Normal prime looking head with silver on the mouth plate and right by the bridge of the nose and on the crest of his helmet. And he does have this is a dark metallic blue paint, and that's the paint that they put in their eyes. Can't see it, however. Do have some rivets on the front right above the grill right here. Silver for the grill, yellow for the waist, white for the waist, yellow on the accents, yellow accents on the waist right there. Just light gray plastic for the thighs, and you have some silver right here on these vents on the leg, and yellow and red paint for what will be the tail lights in vehicle mode. Some silver paint right there, which are very venti looking at molded in details. The wheels are plastic with silver paint for the rims. Very unfortunate that the pin holding these wheels in are black instead of having been painted silver to match the rims. But what are you going to do? And on the back side, you just have the truck for truck mode, the whole front of the cab for truck mode, and the grill, and the stripes, and yada yada. And on the back, you can see that he's got some more vented details with some more rivets right here, with the silver for the venting. And his head can do a full 360. He can look up quite a bit. He can look down quite a bit. It is on a ball joint. Okay, and as far as the arms go, you can use this ball joint right here to get the arms and shoulder up like this. And there is a transformation hinge right here, so you can move the shoulder outwards. it can do a full rotation. You have a bicep swivel right here, and you get a hair bit under 90 degrees right there. And this is due to a transformation joint right here, so you can use that for any articulation. And just be careful of your wrist swivel right here, because if you don't hold it in as you're turning it, the hands will pop out. The hands do not open. You get a waist swivel, which will actually do a full rotation if you really wanted to. You get quite a bit of an ab crunch. You get 4 clicks. Okay, and because the legs are on a ball joint, you have some rotation right there at the ball joint itself, and you have a thigh swivel, and you get over 90 degrees of bend right there at his knee, and his feet will go down. That's as far up as they go, so he has a little bit of upper movement at the toe. Can go all the way down due to transformation. If you keep the toe up like this, he gets a normal amount of ankle tiltage. If you move it down just slightly further, you can pretty much break his ankle right off. Oh, there we have that. Alrighty, so time for transformation into his vehicle mode. Sorry about that. Just so you know, the head does not go down anyplace. It stays right here. You can turn it around, or just, leave it the way it is. It might be a little bit easier just to do it. Okay, so here we go. You are going to want to twist the arms up and over like this. Of course, if you leave it like this, you can put the arm down like this, or the hand down, hand and wrist. Just fold it right over, and then you rotate the bicep. Fold the arm down the rest of the way. Use that hinge and get it to go out to the side like this. Fold this in, and this will actually come around, and you have a tab right here which will go into this slot right in here, and then this tab will actually go into that slot right there. And to be honest, it can be a little tricky to get everything lined up properly, which can be unfortunate, but that's just with the the first time or two that you're actually trying to transform him. And then you are going to want to hold this section right down here, right by the red part above the waist, to pull those tabs out from those 2 slots right there. Because if you don't hold it right down here, you're gonna end. If you hold here, all you're gonna do is move his ab crunch. I did it myself when I was trying to figure this out. And then you are going to hold on to here, and this whole thing is going to swivel around to the other side. And now these 2 tabs are going to go into those 2 slots right there. Alrighty. And then as far as the legs go, you take the panels, flip them up, and you're going to collapse them all the way down into the leg. And sometimes these panels, they do not close properly. At least on my copy, they don't. At first, when I first got him, they actually did close up properly. You know, they actually like tabbed right into place, and after a few transformations, which I have had this guy for, you know, like about 2 weeks now, but I've had some, you know, personal things going on, so I couldn't really do this until now. But I am doing it now, and you have 2 tabs, one right here, one right there. They'll go into those 2 slots right there. And you will just push those together, push the feet down, which I didn't really look at the instructions all that much, but they show it the feet just sitting straight out like this. And okay, tap that back in. This can happen sometimes. Okay, so yeah, sometimes, I mean, you got this little Jinrai Prime's abdomen area is on a hinge right here for the waist, and a hinge right here, right underneath this. And sometimes that can come down all the way and cause it to come untabbed. You flip these over, and these are supposed to tab in right on the sides right here. Unfortunately, on my copy, if you get one side tabbed in and then try to get the other side tabbed in, it'll cause the legs to split. So they do not actually tab in on mine. Hopefully other people have better luck with theirs. Okay, and now we have a very primey looking truck right here. Same dark blue metallic paint right there on all the windows. You get the silver stripes along the side, the grille, rims, even these spots right here where the tanks are supposed to be. Alright, same everything right here for the legs. The only difference is now that the panels are closed, you get some new detailing that is picked out in all silver. Alrighty. And you can actually attach this to the trailer, but seeing as I'm just doing this to show off that this will work for the Hasbro version of the Titan's Return Powermaster Optimus Prime, I don't have them in trailer mode right now, so you're not gonna get shown that in this video. But when you do, that's what you want to do with using either of the figures, which the Hasbro or the LG35. The trailer is actually going to plug into that port right there, and not the one that's down in here, which you can't really see it because it just looks like a giant square. But there is a circle port down there at the bottom, which is where the connector is supposed to sit, and I can't show unscrewing that for Powermaster Prime mode, because I did have it unscrewed, and then the dog ended up eating the connector. Sorry, just within probably like a half an hour to an hour before I was going to screw it back in place, and I didn't even know it. And one of my kids actually picked it up off of someplace in the house and was like, "I found this," and I was like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me!" So I can't show unscrewing the connector piece, but his blaster goes right down here, and I don't know if this is supposed to be made so this square portion on the handle of the blaster was actually supposed to fit snugly into that spot, but as you can see, it just drops right in, comes right back up. There's no friction on this whatsoever. You know, if you try flipping them over, it'll fall right out. But that is supposed to be the we're supposed to put the weapon in his truck mode. So, yeah. Okay, and now we will go to his powermaster mode or super Jinrai mode. Right here, you just flip down these panels. Alright, undo the tabs, and this is, right now is when I'm going to actually show you how my kids ended up breaking these pipes. When it's sitting down like here, these actually move. The stacks will actually move forward. When he's in the opposite direction for his Jinrai mode or Prime mode, no. Oh, they're actually moving now. Okay, when I had them tabbed in before, they weren't moving. But they are moving. Weird. Okay, so, do not try and move these pipes while they are leaning against the back of truck mode or robot mode. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to flip this sideways. You're going to want to rotate these down this way, and then you're going to want to rotate it back that way. And then this will just end up coming down like this. Okay, and then to open this panel up, all you really need to do is untab this one arm right here, and then you can flip this whole thing open without detaching anything. And this is where the head is going to come in. That panel just flips right up there. So you are going to take the head off of your Hasbro character. Just flip it up, or you can take it off of your LG35. That's the one thing I did notice, is that the directions did end up saying that you can use your head from either figure, and you just slide it right, the mushroom peg right into the slit right there. The only thing is if you use the Titan Master head themselves, you have no head rotation. This is as much as it will move. Okay, and if you have the PC-16, which I do not, you flip the grill over, and this is where the little, I forget what his name is. I don't know if it's Jinrai or not, but he would go right there, and then the chest piece, the Perfect Effect chest piece, will actually come in and sit right up over the top of this, so you get the whole G1 Powermaster effect on that. Because I don't have PC-15, I am just gonna leave the grill showing. So, oh, and one other thing, if you're going to leave this head on here, the only way to get it inside of the body properly is to try to force the head up over those joints right there and leave it sideways. It's going to have to go in sideways. It cannot go in front to back, so you're going to have to turn it so that way it clears all of this on either side. You're going to put that down, and hopefully you get it to line up properly, because sometimes it will not line up properly. And as you can see, it is lined up. Okay, so open this back up. And it is a little difficult to make sure that you get it in and out and all that, but I mean, you know, collectors, we normally just, you know, like transform it like the once or twice and then, you know, leave it on the shelf. Alrighty. And now we have the Powermaster Optimus Prime, obviously missing something. Okay, so to put this on, where the old chest piece came off, right there, you want to put it on straight when you clip it into place, because and when you take the old one off, you want to make sure it's straight up and down, just like this, because if you try to pull it out when it's like this, it won't, because the openings for the tabs are actually straight up, and the only straight up when it's actually standing up is front to back right here. So you actually want to pull it straight out, and this will only tab straight in, just like this. And like I did mention, the colors will not match, you know, because here we got, you know, the original G1 Powermaster Prime in Prime mode, and I mean, as you can see, this is the Hasbro release as well, and you can see that it's got to be the same color as what Takara had put out, and unfortunately I did not show it when I remembered about it, when he was still in robot mode. So sorry about that. But it is pretty much the same color as the G1. I don't know why we have this different color paint to it. Maybe that's just because of the color that they are currently using for their primes. But anyway, okay, so you're just going to want to put this in here. And then the square portion, they have that round tab in it, is just going to go right over where the other truck ended up coming off. And you're going to have the truck up like this for the legs to actually sit over the top of that properly. Just like this. And then you are going to lift this chest piece up. And you have the same on the original. You have the 4 tabs, and then the 3 tab and 2 slot here. And then it's just going to push right up into that and hold that all in place. And then you can give him his weapons. He has all the same articulation that he did before, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely the Hasbro version, but it does work for the PC-16, and like I said, I do have a G1 Hasbro version Powermaster Optimus Prime, and I don't get how Hasbro released that when this was the one they released in the US. Yep, man down. See, even the current one. Even the current Powermaster Optimus Prime from Titans Returns has no idea why they did it. It just knocked them over backwards. So, if you want to be a little bit more accurate with the coloring and with the detailing for the original G1, definitely go for the LG35. It's primarily the only thing that's going to make sense because original, practically the same color as this, and then you get that, because I mean, if you look, Hasbro gray, and then you get the Hasbro blue, and then the older blue from the Hasbro, because obviously that doesn't match. So I mean, there you go. I mean, the only thing that they use that still matches from the newer figure to the old G1 figure is the gray color. Everything else doesn't work. Because, I mean, if you look at the guns, even it's the same gray, the exact same gray. It's the blues and the reds that they didn't use to match these two figures back up. But PC-16, if you actually want to make it look more like the old G1, also get the PC-15, which will make it look more like the G1 right here. And then they also have, if you get the LG5 combo pack with the God Bomber from Takara, they have a PC-18 that ends up filling in spots at the combiner spots up underneath by the feet. I guess to make it even look more accurate. And then PC-15 actually has a new Prime head, which looks more like the Takara looking head. And then if you also notice, this powermaster Prime has red eyes, whereas it's still the blue eyes right in there. That's pretty much the only difference. I got mine from Big Bad Toy Store. Just check out any of the major online toy stores. See for availability, whatever they have, check for prices, and all I can say is thanks for watching.